First here on Morning Joe, we are proud to reveal the 6th annual Forbes and Know Your Value 50 over 50 U.S. list. This year's changemakers are proving that opportunity, innovation, and ambition do not have an expiration date. The women on this list in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond have built remarkable careers, created lasting impact, and in many cases turned setbacks into their greatest successes. When Forbes and Know Your Value launched this partnership in 2021, the response was remarkable. It was so extraordinary. It quickly went into a global franchise, expanding beyond the U.S. to Asia, Europe, the Middle East, Africa. And this year's class, one of our strongest yet. From actress and entrepreneur Tracee Ellis Ross at 53, to best-selling author Ann Patchett at 62, to fashion icon Betsey Johnson at 83. All the women on the list are redefining what success can look like later in life. Take a look.
I'm being called home to Broadway.
Yes!
You, after the age of 50, are making your Broadway debut this summer.
That is true.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Being connected to humans is my life's work. It is my purpose. It is what brings me the most joy. Even when I do speaking engagements, which I do a lot of, I often love for the house lights to be up. I love talking with and to and being in communication and connection with other human beings. If it weren't scary, I would think something was wrong with me.
We exist to drive systemic change in childhood nutrition for a happier, healthier, more equitable world. We are feeding kids who would not have access to the level of nutrition that Once Upon a Farm offers. I'm wholly focused on us executing against our mission and on us doing the job that we've promised people that we will do and promised stockholders will do. And if we do that, the stock will follow.
Student transportation is the most important commute in America because that's the first touch for the kids in the morning and the last touch for their day. And when it goes right, they have opportunities and everything is great in the classroom. Zoom is modernizing this transportation system, which is the largest mass transit system for students, to make it more safe, reliable, and sustainable. We have delivered 155 million student rides.
I spent 15 years in the private sector before starting social finance 15 years ago. So at this stage in my life, half and half, if you will. And I always wondered, can you bring the rigor and discipline of markets, the accountability of capital, but apply it in the social context? The power of capital is incredible in helping shape the future. How do you apply that in service of society, in service of improving people's lives?
Actually, I've been always a dreamer and a doer. To me, age is not a limitation at all.
I'm more fully realized as a person because I've been through things and I've come out on the other side of hard things, and I can reflect back on myself and think, oh, I have more empathy than I used to. I have less judgment than I used to. I have a better idea of when to speak up than I used to and when to stay quiet.
I've always been excited by getting older. I've always named and claimed my age. I've always said it. People are always like, you're always saying how old you are. I'm like, I know, I find it exciting. It's so neat. I'm 44 now. I'm 53. Oh my God, I'm 51. I find it exciting. And I look at my mother, I look at women that are in their 80s, and I think, if that's where I'm going, send me there.
All right, here to talk more about the women being honored on this year's U.S. 50 over 50 list, editor of Forbes Women, Maggie McGrath. She is one of the driving forces behind the 50 over 50 list. She does all the data. And MS Now contributor Huma Abedin, who also serves as vice chair of the Forbes and Know Your Value 30/50 Summit. Great to have you all together. I can't believe our sixth. This is amazing. Maggie, the women on this year's list represent every major industry, more than 36 subsectors, including aerospace, real estate, food and beverage, biomedical research, and beyond. What did it take to earn a spot on this year's 50 over 50 U.S. list? And who stood out to you the most in this year's class?
Well, Mika, I will get to our process, but first I want to zoom out a little bit because some people may have seen earlier this year a study that went a little viral showing that 70% of women feel they become more invisible as they age. And what I love about the 6th annual 50 over 50 list is that these are women who are proving that actually women can be more professionally powerful and influential than at any other point in their careers. To compile this year's list, which is 200 names across 4 categories. It is not just 50 people. It's an exhaustive research process, as it is every year. We solicit public nominations, yes, but what I think a lot of people don't know is that we do rely on the expert journalists at Forbes and at Know Your Value to research, to vet, to leave no stone unturned. This year, as always, we look for women who have their most significant accomplishments after the age of 50, and it also means you have to have been born in 1975 or earlier to have been considered. You can't have appeared on any other 50 over 50 list. This is an entirely new class of 50 over 50, entirely new 200 stories online at Forbes.com today.
And they're so cool. I'm sorry. They're just so cool. Huma, a number of the women who are shaping policy in public life also made this year's list. Are there any stories that resonate with you the most?
There were 2 in particular. The list is incredible. I want to affirm everything Maggie said, but one is Mikey Sherrill. Yeah. She made history last year when she was elected. Yeah. The first female Democratic governor in New Jersey. She's also the first female veteran to be elected as governor in the United States. She's a former Navy helicopter pilot, a former federal prosecutor, a former member of Congress. She studied at the Naval Academy. She studied economic history at the London School of Economics. And I think of particular note is the fact that Mikey Sherrill, last year, her victory was powered by winning over a significant number of Trump voters, reversing a trend that had been taking place in the last few election cycles for Democrats in New Jersey. She promises fairness, accountability. Just a few weeks ago, she did a press conference saying that some people had been added to the voter rolls by accident. The minute she found out about it, this is what she did, and she made it public. She is true to her word. The other woman who really struck out to me, who I did not know very much about, was Anna Gomez, who is the lone Democratic commissioner on the FCC. She has taken this administration to task for them weaponizing and criticizing people who are critical of the administration and the consequences. She's talked to journalists who have said that they're scared that their contract has ended, not because of anything that they've done that's inappropriate, but because they have said things that have angered this administration. And I want to close by something that she has said, because it's so powerful, that she's well aware of the cost of speaking out. Other independent commissioners have lost their jobs for what they've said. And she says, if I am removed from the FCC, it is not because I failed to do my job. It is because I insisted on doing it.
Love it. Maggie, this year's list features entrepreneurs who are building companies. Who are some of the standout founders and what are they creating?
You saw one of them in that fabulous sizzle reel. Ritu Narayan is the founder of a company called Zoom, Z-U-M. She is modernizing student transportation, as she described, and she founded this company based on her own need, her struggle to get her own kids to and from their schools in a reliable way. She's a powerful Silicon Valley executive and thought, oh my gosh, do I have to quit my job? And instead she built this. That daily cover story will be on Forbes.com tomorrow, but our interview with her is live online now. When we talk about category creators, I think the parents watching will recognize the name of this next company. The parent company is the Lumistella company, but better known as Elf on the Shelf, co-founded by 2 twin sisters, Shonda Bell, Krista Pitts. It started as a children's story, became the dominating Christmas holiday toy, if you will. They're in 36 countries. They just did a partnership with Disney. Wow. If you know, you know, and if you know, you really know. And then finally, I want to highlight Annie Chun. She's the founder of Gimme Seaweed, also a category creator. They have more than 50% market share in the organic seaweed snack category. She started the company in 2012, wanting to bring traditional Korean snacks to a U.S. audience. She actually started it after selling a prior company for $6 million, so serial entrepreneur there. She's dominating market share. You can find her products Amazon, Instacart, Walmart. They're all over the place. Those are just 3 of the entrepreneur stories. The rest are all on Forbes.com.
These women are so amazing. Huma, can we talk just for a second about my favorite thing about this list? And that is the takeaway for women of all ages, especially those just beginning their careers.
I'm going to quote Tracy Ellis Ross. We should be excited about aging. I celebrated my 51st birthday 2 weeks ago. I was with a man who said, usually women become invisible after they're 40, but you're not there yet. And I want to keep saying to these women, you're not there yet for a long, long time.
I love it. We have created a long runway for younger women who can look ahead and see something rather than white space. You can read more about this year's 50 over 50 list, the makers at Forbes.com and KnowYourValue.com. Maggie McGrath, Huma Abedin, thank you both so much. Once again, I'll see you soon. We have a lot to plan for the fall.